Ros Cantor has maintained her overnight lead at the 2024 Defender Burghley Horse Trials with Isolot DHI. They scored a really impressive 19.9 yesterday. And Ros is actually just slotted into second this afternoon on the second of her two rides, Lordship's Graffelet. They scored 22. So Ros will be really excited about going into tomorrow's cross country in a 1-2 position. I caught up with Ros after her test with Lordship's Graffelet, and here's what she had to say.
Yeah, I mean, of course, when you're in there and you're in the moment, you're concentrating so hard and hoping not for a mistake, and you feel so many little things that I suppose it's never really quite enjoying it, but it felt like it was going well. I was really pleased with his way of going and his brain and everything, so yeah, really delighted.
And you just said, obviously, who's in Paris, you had a bit of a light bulb moment recently. Can you sort of talk us through that a little bit?
Yeah, it's just really about straightness. He's never been the straightest horse. He's naturally a bit crooked in his pelvis and things like that. Doesn't quite follow the norm, and I suppose gradually maybe I've slightly gone crooked and allowed, gone crooked myself a bit to go with him. And just last week, yeah, really had a, he makes me focus on the right hand side, and managed to get the focus back onto the left hand side, and it all just feels so much better.
And obviously you've 1-2 at the moment. It's sort of how you feel sort of going into tomorrow in those two key positions?
No, it doesn't affect anything really. Tomorrow's another day. I would go out and give it my best shot tomorrow. It's irrelevant whether I'm in 20th place or first place. I want to go out that start box and mean business.
New Zealand's Tim Price, who led the first phase here at Burghley last year with Batali, sits in third on the same horse this year on a score of 22.3. Here's what Tim had to say after his test.
He was definitely bubbling, but in a soft way for the most part. In the canter, he felt like he wanted to go a bit faster with his hind leg, especially on the left rein for some reason today. But yeah, they're not machines, and there's a big atmosphere, and he's not silly. He knows that there was all that energy going on. But I feel for the most part we were able to put it into the right places, and I was really happy with him, and I actually quite enjoyed it.
22 is still not bad.
Yeah, it's all right. All right. I wanted a 17.
Yeah. And tomorrow, thoughts on the track?
Yeah, it's big and intense right from the start. Obviously, everyone's going on about the little drop jump down to the brushes, but I think there's questions everywhere, and you just can't really drop your focus or let up on your plan. And you could just be a little bit casual on your line, and then you've got up against something and made a difficult job of something that should have been easy. And it's just all those little things to bring a horse home, especially when you've got your eye on the clock. So that's my plan, and I'm fortunate to be on such a good cross-country horse as Batali, and actually the younger horse, Viscount Victor. He's a cracking, galloping, jumping horse, so I'm looking forward to both of them actually.
And just, have you got any predictions about how manageable the time might prove to be?
I think it's going to, well, on one hand, I think the course is going to slow us down a little bit, but then the ground is getting faster and faster. So I think it's anyone's guess, but if it's anything like most other Burghleys, there might be one or two inside the time and another few close. And that's really more, in my opinion, it's more down to the undulations and managing your horse's energy in the kind of way that they're able to sustain their speed coming home in a safe way, in a good jumping way. I think that's where people get found out or caught out, or less experienced people, when they're trying so hard and they're working hard and they're pushing, but then the last 3 minutes they've got an empty tank, and so they have to just really manage that, and the time slips away. So the time's always tight here.
Yeah. Emily King is fourth with Balmy Biats on 24.1 after punching in a beautiful test first thing this morning. Here's what Emily had to say after a personal best at 5-star level.
He felt amazing, thank you. Felt really smooth. He's a hot horse. He's a very strong horse. So with the undulations of the arena like that, it's really trying to keep his balance in his body, but allow his frame still. A little bit at times you feel like you're water skiing around and trying to just survive. So it's apart from his balance getting a little bit, being a bit tested with the terrain, the actual movements he felt awesome. And still, they came into our first salt, and I felt perfectly straight, perfectly square, and I went to salute and I felt him move. I was like, no! And he's so still in his holds, and there's something, little things like that, the main stuff, there were no big mistakes. He got all his changes, and he wasn't doing changes. 3 years ago he couldn't do changes, so it's things like that. It's so nice looking back on them and seeing how much he's come on, and also then there's still areas that can get better, which is just really exciting.
And his balance is something that you worked on really hard as well, haven't you? So it must be nice that you can go in the arena with a bit ups and downs and produce something like that.
Absolutely, and that's, you know, like at home we have the surface at home, but we have grass areas that we can work them that are quite on the camber, and I try and like mix up working him not only on the perfect flat but with the camber, and he can produce that test on a perfect surface awesomely now, but then it's just keeping that balance on the undulations, which hopefully, again, the stronger he gets, the easier he'll find it.
And just quickly, your thoughts on the track?
It's proper track. There's some serious questions. I think it's nice. I think it's sort of fair on the horses. There's no real tricks for the horses, but it's a real rider testing course. The horses have to be brave and bold. They have to be trusting us, but I think if we can, you know, do a good job for them and make the right decisions in the right places, then hopefully the ones that are working with us and enjoy, like, you know, having a great time or wanting to do a good job will hopefully shine through.
Oliver Townend and Cooley Roseland, who won the 5-star at Kentucky this spring, are 5th on 24.4. We caught up with Oliver after his first race performance.
Yeah, she's a very, very good horse, otherwise she wouldn't be here. She's only 10, she's already won a Kentucky, so I was really glad with how she coped with the atmosphere since she's done that. She's not got too big-headed, she still tries her best, and yeah, I'm very happy with where we finished up.
And just quickly, what are your thoughts on the track for tomorrow?
The track tomorrow is as serious as Burghley's ever been and ever will be. Every Burghley track's huge and imposing and technical, but I think Derek de Gracia has done a really special job this year.
New Zealand's Monica Spencer is equal 5th riding the Artist, and 4.4 penalties separate the top 6 combination. A strong French contingent, who are all Burghley first-timers, complete the top 10, with Jouregle Cos and Esprit de la Loge in 7th on 25.3, Nicolas Touzin and Absolute Gold HDC are 9th on 26.1, and Gaspard Maxoud is 10th with Zaragoza on 26.8. New Zealand's Caroline Powell and Greenacres Special Cavalier, who won Babington early this year, are 8th on 25.4. 6.9 penalties separate the top 10. We can't wait for the cross-country to get underway on Saturday morning. For more content, for all the latest news, features, everything here from Burghley, make sure you head over to the Horse and Hound website, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe on our YouTube channel.